Hi, everyone. I am here with Riggs Eckelberry, the CEO of OriginClear. Riggs, take it away.
Thank you very much. OriginClear is the water company for the new economy, and I'll explain why in a moment. All right. Of course, the usual safe harbor statements. You know the drill. We are not prophets. We try our best to tell it like it is. We're also going to be discussing a Regulation D offering that, of course, is not SEC approved. All right, let's get on with the video, and then we'll get on with the presentation.
Estimados amigos y colegas, es un gran honor para mí hablar con ustedes en este día tan memorable. Hace 3 años ustedes nos hicieron una promesa que integrarían nuestra tecnología en su sistema completo para el tratamiento del estiércol.
About 3 years ago, Deputy Pork went to research the treatment of hog manure. They came upon our technology, reached out, and we negotiated with them a license. Now, 3 years later, they've built a working commercial system. It's proven and it's working amazingly well.
OriginClear Technologies, ese apoyo que nosotros hemos necesitado al final de nuestro largo trabajo de 20 años, la participación de OriginClear. Muy importante para el éxito que estamos teniendo con la puesta en marcha de nuestra planta piloto. La tecnología OriginClear, que ha simplificado, dentro de que es una parte compleja del ecosistema, nuestra reacción ha sido wow, esto es increíble. El estiércol consigamos separarlo en una fase sólida que podemos llevar a compostaje y consigamos agua clara para poder regar la asociación con OriginClear ha sido como marcar el último gol en un partido de fútbol.
Yo creo que juntos realizaremos cambios significantes en la industria de la cría de ganado. Podemos cambiar un problema real a una solución que elimina el desperdicio y también la contaminación de las lagunas de estiércol de larga duración. Muchísimas gracias otra vez a ustedes y que tengamos mucho éxito juntos en el futuro.
Well, that is a video that essentially demonstrates how strong our technology is. And as Arthur Clarke said, any technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. And that's precisely been our problem because the water industry does not love magic. So what have we been doing? This was late 2019, and we hit 2020 and COVID, and things got very, very interesting. Let me tell you more about that. So we're working to transform this enormous industry with 2 major things. We have our modular endpoint systems for the new decentralized water, and we have managed services. What does that mean? Okay, first of all, we have built this incredible technology, as you saw in the video. We have these great technology partners. We have a manufacturing division that is extremely sophisticated, and we have this patented modular water systems. And this was where we stood earlier this year. But there were still chronic problems. We just could not get past the slow water projects. What to do? And of course, this was our COVID moment. And we realized it comes down to something very, very simple, which is if you can fund it, they will come. So that's what we started to focus on. We developed something called Water as a Career, and to take all these entrepreneurs and put them to work. And now we're working on Water as a Service, which is basically sign a piece of paper and you've got your system. And I'll be discussing how we're doing that specifically. Okay, what is the reality of 2020? Of course, water is not getting better. It's getting worse, climate change and many, many issues, including lack of infrastructure, but not just in Africa, but also in the US, there's lots of issues. And remarkably small amount of sewage is actually treated. US, we have these Safe Drinking Water Act violations, and the economic disaster of COVID, which economically is worse than the Spanish flu, which killed more than 100 million people. So that actually created a situation where small businesses were destroyed and continue to be as I speak. which means that we have people available to join us in the water industry, which needs them desperately. We've got a silver tsunami as well. But now, what about the government, the infrastructure bills, et cetera? Well, the short answer is they haven't done it, and they're not about to do it now. Since 1960, they have continued to fail to put in proper infrastructure. Federal contribution to water systems has been dropping for decades. And it's like your old Toyota Celica that you keep adding oil to, but it's just becoming more expensive to run all the time. And it's getting worse. And the investment gap is $100 billion a year. The answer is end users, because just like cell phones and energy and so forth, you can do it at the point of use. And we have here a landscape brought to us by our friends at Lux Research, which shows you all these satellite water treatment systems, and they require advanced treatment technologies for localized reuse, which is very important, and that's what we have. So the good news is less load on these central systems, and also lots of interesting technologies at the edge to make it efficient and to enable recycling, which in the United States is historically low. But capital remains the problem. Remember that municipalities can raise bonds. Wall Street loves them, billions of dollars, everybody loves that. But individual businesses do not have that luxury. So capital is an issue. And that's why we're developing these things we call water as a career and water as a service. We have completed a first major pilot program in operation in Phoenix to purify pool water. We're also working on projects to clean up trailer park lagoons, and believe it or not, trailer parks have their own little manure lagoons. And finally, we're working, as you saw in Spain there, with farm manure lagoon treatment. This is that successful one called the Pool Preserver, where we put an entrepreneur into business very successfully, and it is now a model. We've also built a career builder program to help these candidates, of which there are many, build their business and market it. So that's going very, very well. Now, water managed services. What do we mean by that? Well, we start with, we have a wonderful capability to do custom systems. That's great. It may be worthwhile being a product and also a career builder. So that's where we move past the evaluation into a standardized product and develop the career builder package. Of course, we're not going to compete with the regular leasing companies because they, of course, are very, very competitive markets. So we put qualified people into standard leasing packages. But we are now funding equipment rental and career building for people who don't qualify. And most people don't, because these days there's lots of money, but it's very hard money. And it takes 2 years of P&Ls to get a lease. And most people are starting new. But we retain the title so that we can do a rent-a-center kind of model and retrieve the machines if they don't work. And of course, our machines are portable. Now, we are working to pre-fund industrial water systems as water as a service. This is very exciting. Another company in the industry called Cambrian Innovation has done a wonderful job of that, has raised a lot of money to do it, and has really paved the way. And we're now moving in that direction too. Of course, with managed services, you manage everything. You are taking care of every detail, and you end up with double-digit returns. And we are now busy building a capital fund. Okay. Now, this internal vehicle is basically, the capital fund for the rental or pay-as-you-go type programs, and the selection occurs. We manage that with double-digit returns for ourselves initially, builds our asset base, which points to a future potential listing on a national exchange. Place the equipment with multiple owners. These machines last a long, long time, so their ROI is superb. And we learn lessons for making a public market, which we think is the future. And we have a partner called Philanthro Investors. They are an Inc. 500 leader in real estate who's now turned its attention to water. And they have a secret sauce that they put together, and they are in 19 countries. And this kind of gives us our international growth. They are also helping us develop water as a career, locating international investors, especially for the capital fund, and developing this network for international rollout, which is great news. So, in short, you have the ability to participate with us in our future as this water company for the new economy, meaning employing the people out of business, pre-funding these systems, putting them on pay-as-you-go type systems, which is the wave of the future. How do you participate? Well, it's very simple. We have a convertible structure with double-digit dividends. You can redeem it at any time for double in stock priced at the later price, which is a measure of protection. And there is up to quadruple warrant coverage depending on your level of investment. The unit is 100,000. You can invest less. And finally, this is for accredited investors only. You can invest in the planned capital fund, but that is a minimum $1 million unit, and it is a secured asset investment. Well, why would you invest? Of course, we've got this unique OriginClear process. We've got this water as a career. Don't sell systems. Instead, help them be a white knight instead of selling. Help us learn how to build the first water investment marketplace, what we call the Airbnb for water, which is very, very promising, but it's in the future. And so you get paid to wait. You get your double-digit cash dividends. You convert to stock, and that wonderful warrant coverage. With us in the audience is Ken Berenger and Devin Angus. Ken is an amazing strategist. He helped me build this strategy. Just book a call with him at oc.gold/Ken. And I do a weekly CEO briefing that's very, very popular. Simply book at oc.gold/CEO. I'd love to see you on Thursdays at 5 p.m. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Riggs. We will now move into the Q&A portion. If panelists would like to come to video and also unmute yourselves, you may ask questions for the next 7 minutes.
Hey, Riggs, this is Hamid Korsan. Could you just talk about what the qualification process is as far as your hiring or approving of the people that you lease out the equipment to?
I mean, this is a really good question because what we found is that ordinary FICO style credit, excludes a lot of people who could otherwise make it happen. Our partner, Philanthropy Investors, has ended up, number 85 on the Inc. 500 in real estate, putting people into homes they could never get otherwise. And their default rate is around 6%. It's extremely low. And we found that, as you know, with microlending in places like Africa, that what you have to create, of course, is a relationship. And you have to really, the number one thing is to know that they will be proactive, especially as waterpreneurs. You can figure out who's going to be like, oh, I think I'll do this. And what's this machine? Oh, well, whatever. So you have to find out if they will be go-getters. And that's the number one requirement. We are learning from the real estate side, the Philanthropy Investor Partnership, to determine exactly that profile.
Are the equipment yours, or are you leasing someone else's equipment?
We build all our own equipment. We have a wonderful shop in Texas with about 25 people. It's the basis of our revenue. This company does about $4+ million a year, and it all comes out of Texas. What is good about that is we can pretty much tell them to build anything from a $50,000 system to a $2 million one. And we have this proprietary modular systems, these long-lived, pre-packaged, drop and go type systems, which is a revolution in water systems.
And my other question was, how many people do you have on the platform right now?
So what we did this year is we funded the first proof of concept with this machine called the Pool Preserver. And we have the initial, our first test case with a waterpreneur called Ryan Kustra. It's worked very well. And we've been building the Waterpreneur University with him. So we've now wrapped up building the Career Builder package. In addition, We have conventional leasing going on, of course. We just did the first trailer park deal, for example. But the pure water as a career model has been done with one proof of concept.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Hamid. Oh gosh, did I answer all the questions so well?
We have about 3 minutes left if there are any other questions.
Hi, this is John Casserini. How do you see the amount of people on the system ramping, and how are you garnering attention to the system to allow these people to come in and ramp?
John, thank you very much. We found that the first Facebook video we put out on this got over 1 million views. It's extremely popular concept. We are frankly overwhelmed by people who want to do this. And so there's really no problem with getting people into it. It's definitely a viral type phenomenon. What we are basically inviting people to invest in a $10 million capital fund called an OriginClear Finance. And we intend to put in place 74 small, medium to large systems as part of that fund. And it will, of course, and then we'll be done. We don't want to keep going with it because our next stage is we want to export this. We think just like, Airbnb only did its own apartments for a little while because you want to put other people in the game. You want to create a marketplace. That is our goal, is to create a marketplace, but we really want to learn it ourselves. And so for a time, we're going to do it, as a company store, so to speak. And then our plan is 2021 and beyond is to create this Airbnb for water, which I think is super exciting.
It certainly sounds it. How easily do you think the next phase of your growth, how long till you start implementing that?
Right. So it's very much, we do a good job of maintaining our drip financing, but really it's all about capital. Fortunately, we've started to receive MOUs for the capital fund. And we believe that we're going to be able to deliver systems in the new year, both water as a career for waterpreneurs and also water as a service for these individual businesses. And we will be actually able to do it. It may only start with $1 million or two, but I do believe we can get the momentum going.
All right, thank you.
Sounds promising. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Riggs. Thank you all for being here. I am going to end the meeting and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.